Another brick fan with a Star Wars set. This is Death Star Trench Run. This is set 75329, was released in May 2022. It has 665 pieces, no minifigures, and cost about $60 when it was released. This is one of 3 dioramas that were released for Star Wars this year, the other 2 being Dagobah and the trash compactor from the Death Star. This is a larger and more detailed look at the famous trench run from A New Hope. There was a similar diorama as a gift with purchase done, but I think that was for the Death Star 2 is how it was branded. But it is very similar. We'll take a look at the comparison here in a few minutes. As you can see, there's all kinds of detail going on inside of this diorama. So let me move these ships out of the way and we'll take a look at the trench itself. So looking at the trench itself, first let's start with this nice tile that we have here. So all of these dioramas come with the Star Wars logo tile and then a quote tile. And this one is, "The Force is strong with this one," from Darth Vader. Remember him saying that as he was trying to chase down and destroy Luke Skywalker's X-Wing. But moving out to look at the various pieces, all done in these grays. So there's the dark bluish gray and then the standard gray colors here. All kinds of greebling. So there you see all kinds of interesting parts in here. There's a bunch of roller skate pieces. There's these stud with a post on them, the telescope pieces, ingots, like the gold ingots here in several places, the 1x2 with rails, some other angled pieces, and different pieces in here all to make up this kind of complex texturing that we have going on in here. Up here, there's of course a turret, one of the laser turrets that fires at anybody trying to come towards the Death Star. There's these clear posts that the vehicles connect to. And then in the back, you can see more detailing here with studs and like a steering wheel here, just all kinds of different parts. Here's a hinge piece right here, just without the rest of it. There's bars that go all the way through, little knob pieces, just all kinds of interesting details. Around the base, we have these silver grill pieces at regular intervals around the black base. And then from behind, you can kind of see how this was built. So this entire section here is built kind of horizontally. And then it has a couple of tabs here to connect it vertically and hold it in place as the backdrop of the scene. So the one side of the trench. Obviously, there would be another side of the trench here, but for display purposes, that's left out, obviously. Overall, it really makes for a very interesting scene of the Death Star trench and how it moves through. Let's take a quick look at all of the vehicles that come with this. Starting with Luke's X-Wing. So this is a obviously micro scale version. I like the way they've done this. They've done many of these. They tend to show up in the Star Wars Advent calendars fairly often. There's been some polybags of X-Wings done in the past as well. This one is kind of unique because they're using this printed piece that I have not seen before. It looks like R2-D2. So it's just a round 1x1 tile that is printed with R2-D2's head. So I thought that was really cool to see that here. They are also using these kind of, what I've seen in the Harry Potter universe is kind of the top of the towers. The wings, of course, are set here as on clips. Now these, the way this is designed, these will not fold flat. They will always stay in the attack position, which makes a lot of sense because he's attacking the Death Star. The back engines here are done with gem pieces that are inside of these little studs here in the back. So overall, a very nice representation of Red 5 or Luke Skywalker's X-Wing. And then that goes up here in the front. Here is the TIE Fighter, or one of the TIE Fighters. And as you can see, it's done with a couple of these slopes, 4x2 type slopes. Those are on either side. And then this piece right here is a clear rounded tile that has printing for the window of the TIE fighter, so that turned out very nicely. They didn't put any colors in the back indicating an engine, which they sometimes do. So this one fits up here off the side. Then the other standard TIE fighter that comes with this, once again built the same way, except this has a couple of clip pieces where we put a couple of these green translucent rods, trans green rods to indicate laser fire. So it was good to get this with the laser fire on it. Finally, we have Darth Vader's TIE Advanced here. So it's got the sloped wings on the side, and these are done with these 1x2 slope pieces. So this is an inverted one, and this is the regular one, and then there's a 1x3 plate in here. Also has the lasers in here as well, and then the rounded tiles, and then the back is actually a little bit bigger with this half cylinder piece here on the back of the TIE Advanced. Back in 2020, we got this May the 4th promotion, which is with a build I think is the Death Star 2 trench run. So you can see we have an A-wing fighter in here instead of the X-wing, and then this kind of the different styled TIE fighter. The detailing, of course, on this one is not nearly as, there's not nearly as much detailing on this one as there is on the larger model, but it does have this nice tile showing that it was a 2020 release. It still has the laser cannon here and then some other details in the back. Some of the same components and elements are used for detailing, but not nearly as complex, but it's still a nice model. But I just wanted to show you that for a quick comparison. Overall, a very nice display model. I like the way that the different ships were built. I think they look pretty accurate in this small scale. As to the value of this set, once again, I think the aesthetic of this set is really, really good. So that right there justifies a higher price, which you generally get with Star Wars sets. But if you really get into this, the price per piece count here is under 10 cents per piece, right? So that works out pretty well as far as that value goes. If you think 10 cents per piece is pretty good, then you're definitely getting a value there. But like some of the other diorama sets, like Dagobah, for example, lots of small pieces here. So lots of 1x1s and smaller little pieces. So there you're not getting the great big giant pieces, but you are getting a good piece per price point value. But for me, the value in this set really is the displayability and how it looks as a part of a display model or a part of a Star Wars fans collection. Hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on this diorama set. I'm going to get started on my next video. And until then, happy building. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and be sure to share it. Subscribe to my channel to see more of my LEGO reviews like the ones here in my Star Wars review playlist.